everyone, this is Ram Cunningham. I am on the scene and behind the screen here at a secret location here in downtown Fort Smith. I can say that we're at Temple Live, but that's as far as I can go. But it's a special area here at Temple Live that you'll learn more about. But I'm here with my two friends, Eddie Lee Herndon from United Way and Mr. Philip Blackburn there from First Presbyterian Church in downtown Fort Smith. You know, I'm here. I've been loving Fort Smith Out Loud for many years now. In fact, almost 20 years now. And to effectively love Fort Smith Out Loud, you have to surround yourself with people who love Fort Smith Out Loud. Well, these two, absolutely no exception. I've been working with Phil and Tasha over at First Pres for some time now. So many great things you guys do over there at First Pres, Phil, from the Christmas offerings to the meals that you do each month. And when you showed me the list of all the things you do, I said, I want to talk about that. So thanks for everything you guys do. It's just a very awesome thing.
We're proud to do it, and we're proud to try to do things that we think will really help on the fundamental level for people's lives in Fort Smith and not just kind of a superficial type fix. So that's what we work on. That's what we focus on, is trying to get down to that deeper level, build relationships, find out what people need, and try to take care of them as best we're able.
And truly transform Fort Smith. That's what we're doing here, is transforming Fort Smith. So, to do that, we decided, how can we make this, how can we get the word out there? How can we talk about this more? Well, we decided to take it out loud. And that's what I like to do. I'm always out loud. I'm always behind a microphone of some sort. So when I bring people with me, they're like, well, Ram's got a camera or a microphone somewhere.
Yeah.
So how fitting is it to have Mr. Eddie Lee Herndon here from United Way? Eddie Lee, how long have you been here now, the director?
4 years.
4 years, wow.
Yep. And I'm here today just to improve my image.
Okay.
With some really cool people and a really cool place.
So this is your senior year.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to
graduate,
graduate.
Eddie Lee.
That's right.
Great.
Well, one of the things that we kind of wanted to talk to you about in particular is the issue that we've had here over the past, for many years now, but it's really come to light here lately, is the issue with the homeless, the homeless out there. And I think someone like me is, I pass somebody that maybe is out there and holding up a sign asking for money, whether it's a veteran or they're sick. I'm not gonna lie. Every now and then, I roll my window down if I have cash, which is not very often.
How dare you?
I know, and I do, and it's like I don't know what they're gonna use it on, but I know that they need it, and I have it there. Your suggestions on things like that. I know we have a number of these around town. What are your thoughts, or what are your words out loud on what we should do with that situation?
Well, we have a national epidemic, and then right here it's filtered into our region. It's on our streets. We see it up and down Rogers on Garrison. We see it out near 540. And I think, Ram, one of the things to understand first is what's the difference between homeless and panhandling. So understanding those two things, because they're not one and the same necessarily. Occasionally they are. But for the most part, they're not. So understanding what panhandling is, I think, is really, really important. We've spent a lot of time with our law enforcement, with our first responders. We put a panhandling committee together made up of our homeless agencies, churches. First Pres has really been involved. Our city administrator. So understanding that, the next thing is, I get the whole heart thing. I mean, my heart goes out, and I think everybody's does. When you pull up and somebody has that sign out there, one of the best things that you can do is you can go to UnitedWayFortSmith.org, and our coalition, our group, put this little resource card together for somebody that might be in need. So on this little card, it tells them where they can go for shelter, for food, for health care, for dental care. We even have, once you get into these facilities, we have opportunities for jobs, transitional housing. So Fort Smith's a great place to be. So if somebody needs help, there's no reason why they should be on the street, because we're here to help and we know how. The second thing about giving, I think it's really important to understand this. When you give your dollars to a church or to a nonprofit, most of the time those dollars are matched. So they're doubled or tripled. So if you give $1 out the window, you really don't know how it's going to be used or where it's going to go. But if you give that person an agency or a church that they can go to for help, and then donate your money to that agency, you know your $1 turned into 2, your 10 turned into 20, and you know that those resources are going to be there and available for that person. And Ram, here's the thing. We want to help people that want to lift themselves up and out of poverty or homelessness, and this is what we do every day. And I think our agencies have great intellectual property. We have people with great energy and enthusiasm and resources, and so there's no reason why we can't help somebody that wants to help themselves.
Well, I'm very happy to live in a community that is so giving. We have so many resources out there for the homeless, for a panhandler. Things out there that we're out there, doing what we do to help them. And that it's really hard to to not
It
give them
is.
money, you know,
It
or
is
to
a
say,
lot.
hey, let me talk to you about the 4 places that you should go,
Yeah.
because the stoplight's not that long.
That's right.
Right.
But no, it does make sense how you're saying that. I mean, I'm not going to say I'll never do it again, but it does absolutely make sense to give your money where it can be.
And Ram, we've had a group of volunteers that they go out on a periodic basis, and they go out and meet the panhandlers on the street, and they talk to them and give them opportunities. So if you're uncomfortable with doing that, all you have to do is call United Way or call First Pres. If there's somebody that you see that you're concerned about, we will send a volunteer that's educated and prepared and knows how to talk to people and knows how to help.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be that person if you don't want to be, but
Right.
you can basically be our eyes and ears to say, hey, on the corner of Old Greenwood and Rogers, we have somebody, and and chances are we've already talked to them, but if we haven't, we want to reach out to them. We want to help them.
Right, absolutely.
You know, and what I think is nice about this conversation, and why you and I wanted to start with this one, is because if we lived in a community that didn't care, we wouldn't have to have this conversation.
Right.
There wouldn't be people standing on the corners. There wouldn't be people gathering here in Fort Smith. But we do have a community that cares. And we have a lot of people that want to try to do the right thing by folks who are less fortunate than them, but they just don't know what to do. And what we want to help you with is to know that there's lots of resources in your community, lots of great agencies that are working right now today to help get the people in Fort Smith what they need.
Yes.
Your neighbors, the people you see on the street, the people that you worry about, the people that you think don't have a warm coat or don't have a place to sleep, or you wonder what they're going to eat for dinner. There's people in your town, volunteers, staff, who are working on these things every single day. And Eddie Lee, you see those
Yes.
folks on a daily basis. The United Way funds dozens
Yes.
of those agencies. First Pres just happens to be one little tiny piece in this bigger puzzle that is trying to make sure that Fort Smith takes care of the people that are here.
Right.
And we know that you want to do that. So that's the idea. So in this video, below this, Ram, we'll link the resource guide that Eddie Lee talked about.
Absolutely.
So you can have that right there. You can download it to your phone. It'll be right below. If you have questions or comments about any issues related to homelessness or poverty here in Fort Smith, throw them in the comment section. Eddie Lee and
Yes.
Ram and I can all reply to those things and help get you kind of pointed in the right direction. But more than anything, we thank you for taking the time to watch this and for caring about what your neighbors are up to here in Fort Smith.
Absolutely, yeah, and please reach and share. Once you make a comment, please share this video. Let's get as many people as we can to watch this. You know, those people out there that are working at these agencies, they're the foundation of the people who truly love Fort Smith out loud. And you know, a lot of times people ask me, what does that mean? You know, I'm on a panel, I moderated a panel discussion, and I asked some bankers how they love Fort Smith out loud, and they're like, well, you know, I don't know what that means. You know, loving Fort Smith out loud has so many meanings,
Yes.
and it doesn't
Yeah.
mean you're just going out and going to a concert. It means caring. It means getting involved. It
Yeah.
means moving. It means taking the momentum that we have now and building on it. So, guys, it's always a pleasure to be in the room with you guys. Anybody that loves Fort Smith out loud with me is a friend of mine. So, guys, thanks a lot. Until next time, we'll be back here again, loving Fort Smith out loud. Not from the secret location, but maybe from somewhere else. Thanks.
Yeah.